Hello and welcome back to the world of Kubo won't let me be invisible. Last time, we witnessed Shiraishi struggling with his invisible presence, causing him to be overlooked by those around him. But there was one person who always seemed to notice him, Nagisa, the most beautiful girl in class. As Shiraishi wonders if he's just a toy for Nagisa's amusement, we can't help but think that there might be something more to it. Could it be that Nagisa is in love with Shiraishi? Only time will tell. So, settle in and prepare yourself for another episode filled with heartwarming moments and love. Let's dive into Kubo won't let me be invisible. Out on the stairway in the school, Nagisa asks how tall Shiraishi is and he answers 163 centimeters. She answers that she's 160 centimeters and while standing on a stairwell step, claims that she's 15 centimeters taller than Shiraishi is. With the size difference, Nagisa could now pat Shiraishi on the head, which makes Shiraishi feel unnerved. Nagisa then inquires if Shiraishi would ever want to get taller and he replies he wouldn't mind if he did, replying that being taller doesn't matter as it's easier to kiss people at her height, but then walks off claiming that she was kidding. Later, after the exam, Nagisa noticed Shiraishi leaving the class in a hurry. Outside, an older woman finds Seda, Shiraishi's little brother, playing with snow in the park. Thinking he's alone, she approaches him but finds out that Shiraishi is there with him. Embarrassed but thankful, she apologizes and leaves. Shiraishi apologizes to Seda and in turn, he gives his older brother a snowball he made. Nagisa then arrives and is introduced to Seda. Seda then spots Nagisa's bottle of cocoa and tells his brother that he wants some. Being generous, Nagisa allows Seda to have it, to which he then thanks her for it. After drinking some of it, Seda allows Nagisa to have some and she then takes a sip of the drink. Shiraishi is then offered some, he initially declines but is coaxed to pretend to drink it, which makes Seda elated. Nagisa then asks why Shiraishi only pretended to drink the cocoa and he answers that there was no reason. A sly remark from Nagisa makes Shiraishi want to play with Seda to warm up and Nagisa remarks that if he's cold, why didn't he drink the cocoa? Next day, Shiraishi goes to the bookstore in order to get a copy of the latest volume of Shonen Jump. At home, Akina reminds Nagisa that Christmas is approaching and inquires about her plans. At school, Shiraishi explains how he often goes unnoticed, but Nagisa always manages to find him. Nagisa overhears some girls talking about spending the Christmas with their boyfriends and reminds Shiraishi of his promise to spend time with her. She asks when he is free to hang out and they make plans to meet on Christmas Day. Shiraishi arrives 30 minutes early but has trouble navigating the crowded area because no one notices him. When Nagisa arrives, she wonders how long he's been waiting and Shiraishi initially lies and says 2 minutes, but confesses under pressure. Nagisa then gives him a present and asks him to buy her one too. Shiraishi agrees, but is nervous as it's his first time buying a gift. Despite his confusion, he manages to buy a beautiful pair of gloves for Nagisa, who loves them and compliments him. Shiraishi is overjoyed to have given a gift for the first time. The next day, Seda is seen watching a cartoon and repeatedly performing the transformation action. Shiraishi wonders why he doesn't seem tired and his mother reminds him that he used to be the same way when he was younger. Shiraishi recalls performing the same action repeatedly when he was a child. His mother encourages him to take Seda outside and play with him. At the park, Seda continues to perform the action, and Shiraishi notices they are alone. He encourages Seda to perform the correct action and they do it together. Nagisa arrives and records the moment on video. Both Seda and Nagisa want to watch him performing the action again, but Shiraishi declines, feeling embarrassed. Next day, Shiraishi begins his day at school with mismatching socks. During a break, he glances over at Nagisa, thinking that she wasn't the type to make that sort of mistake. In doing so, he felt that something was different about her but couldn't identify what exactly it was. While changing what is posted on the bulletin board, Nagisa points out his socks, seeming to have been aware of them the whole time, and Shiraishi figures out what was off about her, consequently blurting out, "sheer thigh." Nagisa is happy to find that Shiraishi noticed her and teased him, calling him a pervert. She wondered if he had tried the new drink at the convenience store and wanted to go there with him. When they arrived, she was indecisive about choosing between hot cocoa and matcha latte. She asked him what he was going to buy, and he was fine with anything. She suggested he get hot cocoa while she got matcha latte, but Shiraishi knew her trick and wanted to buy a meat bun instead. She ultimately chose the matcha latte. Shiraishi tried to order from the counter before leaving, but Nagisa stopped him and wanted them to go home together. She also thought that Shiraishi could be like a little voice in her head during difficult times, since no one paid attention to him. This was her first time ordering a drink like this, which made her happy. They walked home and Nagisa wanted to eat the meat bun, so Shiraishi offered to give her half. However, she only took a small bite, leaving him surprised. She then left, telling him to eat the bun quickly. Shiraishi thought about the moment, but two people bumped into him and the bun fell. It's Valentine's Day. Every boy is trying different ways to get the cookies from the girl they want, but for Shiraishi, it's just a normal day like the others. He recalls a traumatic incident from his elementary school days when his teacher handed out chocolates to everyone except for him. To his surprise, Shiraishi finds a single wrapped up, heart-shaped chocolate inside his desk. He thinks someone made a mistake and wonders who could have left it there. The only person he can think of is Nagisa. He bumps his head on the desk and Nagisa arrives, worried about whether he's hurt. Hesitantly, he tries to ask Nagisa if she was the one who put it there, only to back out last second and instead talk about the weather. She then asks him if he ever received chocolate on Valentine. Shiraishi denies making her happy. She reveals that she is aware of the chocolate inside his desk and who its sender is, then exits the classroom. Shiraishi wonders who sent it and Nagisa doesn't want to reveal. One day before Valentine, Nagisa attempts to make sweets for the upcoming Valentine's Day, but unfortunately, as pointed out by her older sister Akina, Nagisa isn't very good at cooking. Seeing her first finished product, Akina offers to help her, so Nagisa hesitantly accepts. After they're finished, Nagisa wraps up the chocolates into separate plastic pouches, saving the nicest one, the heart-shaped one, in its own pouch for Shiraishi as shown in previous scene. She then thanks her sister for helping her but get embarrassed after seeing her sister act. Akina says she loves her adorable little Nagisa and the episode end. So now it's clear that Nagisa likes Shiraishi, but he doesn't understand the meaning of love since he was ignored by everyone throughout his life. Nagisa is also not true to her feelings and always tries to show her affection in different ways, making Shiraishi misunderstanding her purpose. But still, it's cute to see these situations. What are your thoughts? Tell me in the comments. I will see you in the next one. Till then, goodbye.